Alright, so today we've got our 5th community video. If you haven't seen the other 4, a community video is where I take a whole bunch of questions and topics you guys sent me and answer them right here in a video. These are easily some of my favorite videos to make, and I'm glad you guys sent me a ton of questions. Since I haven't made one in a little over 2 months, I'll be doing 2 community videos this month along with our community tournament. And now that it's June, I'll have more info on that shortly. What I can tell you though is that if you want to be a part of it, you must join our Discord. And before we get right into it, if you watch these videos regularly or even semi-regularly, I'd really appreciate it if you sub to the channel really fast, as it really helps me out, and if you'd like, you can ring the bell. Now let's get into the video. So starting things off, we've got Now I'm Your Ghost asking, how do you feel about the Lawbringer improvements? Do you feel it was enough, or were you hoping for more? So we've had about a month now to play with the new Lawbringer, and honestly, I sort of like the rework, but I was definitely hoping for more. I'd be lying if I said that I don't like what he's got. I think his kit is actually sort of fun to use when you can actually use it. I don't think he's a terrible hero as some people are saying. A lot of people are upset with the lack of hyper armor, but my biggest issue is with his lack of stamina. We don't know what's under all that armor. Man, woman, nothing, air. Could be another suit of armor, but whatever it is, it has asthma. It feels like he's hardly got any stamina at all. And one weird thing that's been bothering me recently is that Raider's charge takes like no stamina from him, but Impale takes a ton of stamina. It takes your stamina twice. I've never impaled anyone in real life, but I imagine it's a little easier to run with someone trying to get off of the tip of your poleaxe than it is to carry a fully armored opponent and run with them. Also, the amount of stamina you lose for a blocked impale is just harsh, and you've got to feint and perform a lot of actions as a Lawbringer, as nothing is really fast except his lights and bash. I would have so much more fun if Lawbringer had more stamina, but overall I really don't think he's that bad. Next up, Dark Void 5000 goes, remember the Star Wars event? What if the devs added weapon effects that you could buy for steel that you could turn on in combat? I would love for that to happen. If anything, the Star Wars event could have been almost like a test to see how we all reacted to weapon effects. It definitely looks like there was some effort there, and most of the weapons had the lightsaber effect in the right places. I'd happily pay for weapon effects, just throw those things in the illustrious tabs and I'm sure we'd all be happy. As long as there's absolutely no added effects, the sparks from the Star Wars events were too much and got in the way of combat, I'd be fine with it. I'd love to see weapons on fire or see some effects that synergize with some of the existing effects in the game. And as I've said before, realism was thrown out the window a long time ago anyways, so why not introduce them to the game? It'd be even better if you could deactivate them in your settings so that they wouldn't get in the way of people who really don't like them. Next up, I'm going to answer all the questions regarding the shift away from a defense heavy game. I think the shift towards more effective offense is a good thing. If anything, I think it's something that we've wanted all along. Every time we ask for a hero to be reworked, we're basically asking for the game to become more offensive, as we want those weaker heroes to be able to actually land attacks. I don't think every single thing in the game needs to be unreactable or anything like that, but it shouldn't be easy to block and dodge every attack in the game. If that was the case, anyone who really didn't want to be hit wouldn't be hit. It doesn't matter how many feints or guard breaks you throw out. It's up to Yubi to figure out how to create kits that are really fun to use and not annoying to go up against, that can still land attacks and be useful. With Raider, for example, I'm sure that after his dodge guard break is removed or nerfed or whatever they're going to do with it, and the stamina changes roll around and hopefully some damage nerfs, as I still can't figure out why he got a damage buff, I don't think he'll be as bad to fight against. And as heroes continue to get better, I think that Raider will eventually settle in. I get that some people may not like it, and I do see where you're coming from. I'm fairly confident in a lobby with less experienced players that you could probably just set your controller down and just start mashing buttons as Raider to get some kills. I'm sure you could probably win a few duels completely blindfolded as Raider, as he's just super easy to play. You don't even really have to put that much thought into playing Raider anymore. I think he's currently one of the easiest heroes to play right now, and it is a bit annoying when you're playing a hero who needs to land a whole bunch of attacks to snag an elim, when Raider can just delete opponents in seconds without even thinking about it. I hope that as we do continue moving forward, that all of the heroes have ways to land attacks one day and be able to do so in a fun way. Because at the end of the day, when I hop on For Honor or any video game, I want to be able to have fun. Alright, so Beatsman203 asks, do you think new story missions would be played by the community and also be appreciated? I think more story missions would certainly be appreciated by the community, as long as it doesn't take away from the multiplayer getting new heroes or anything like that. I personally would love to see a chapter or a quick little story expansion explaining how the Wu Lin made their way into the game. Nothing too crazy, but I would love to see, the Wu Lin explain why they're there and learn a bit more about the heroes. We already know a bit about the heroes, but it'd be awesome if UB expanded upon them and allowed us to use them in a story setting where we could learn why they fight and whatnot, or maybe just have one mission for each of the new heroes. I know that'd probably be a ton of work on UB's part, but again, I think it'd be really cool. For example, when the Hitokiri was revealed during that event, they had backstory, and I sort of liked Yato's story. Basically, Yato was an executioner by day, assassin for his family by night. One day, his father tasked him to take out the daimyo. When Yato arrived to finish a job, he found out that he had been set up by his own family as they believed he'd become too powerful and needed to be eliminated. After finding out he had been betrayed, he took out everyone who surrounded him without remorse or hesitation. I think it'd be cool if we got to play that and experience it in game rather than just having the information dumped on us. And I think it'd make more sense to do that with the Wu Lin and newer heroes, as they've already got character and backgrounds. Next up, Wallix G says, do you think Centurion should have a dodge guard break like Raider? Since he heavily relies on them, I think it would be a good buff. Your thoughts? I don't think you understand what sort of chaos would ensue upon giving Centurion of all heroes a dodge guard break. Forward dodge guard break, sure. I'm not really sure how they pull that off with the kick unless they change the input. But could you imagine Centurion having a dodge guard break? Dodge guard break is one of the tools that UB knows is a problem. It's just too good. When Raider lands a dodge guard break, he can already do some damage. But if Sync could do it, he would be able to get a full 65 damage cutscene if there's a wall nearby. I'm honestly open to almost any change, except keeping dodge guard break in the game in its current state. If it was heavily nerfed, then maybe, but not as it is now. Mr. Forlorn says, with players having a little over 3 weeks to use Sakura, do you think she's in a good place, or does she need a buff or nerf? I like Hitokiri for the most part. I think the escape changes will definitely help her out. The only things I'd want to see changed on Hitokiri would probably be to have the hyper armor on neutral heavies start a little later into the attack, just so that she can still access it, but also not use it to engage in a staring contest. With the way it is now, whenever Hitokiri sees red, they can just go ahead and go for the parry. If it's a light, you'll get the parry. If it's a heavy, you'll trade. If they feint, you can feint. All I want is to be able to stop Hitokiri from being parry happy. And if they try to parry on light timing when I go for a heavy, I'll be able to land my attack without losing the trade. Also, I'd love to see her zone act as a starter in the same vein as Shugo's zone. It really feels like an attack that can and should chain. Other than that, I like her. She may not be the most exciting addition to the game we've gotten so far, but I enjoy using her every now and then and don't really mind going up against one. Scope Angela asks, when will ranked duels be out of beta? What's the point of it? Does that mean the devs are not okay with the duel system, and what is your point of view? I wouldn't be surprised if ranked never came out of beta. I think Siege has been out for like 4 years now and its ranked mode is just coming out of beta. I can't recall the last time we heard anything about ranked, which is crazy as the mode had a lot of potential and it's something that a bunch of people wanted early on. It just didn't turn out too well. Queues are long and the points don't really work. Maybe they're working on it, or maybe they're waiting to do anything major until they work on some more heroes and make a few more changes to the game, like the escape changes. I know I'd love to see the mode expanded upon. I know Yubi's interested in tournaments and whatnot, and having a ranked mode that actually works could get more people interested. It'd be cool to see, ranked Dominion make a return or ranked Breach appear. And I know Rainbow doesn't have the greatest ranking system, but maybe they could just pull from how you're ranked in Rainbow and bring it to ranked in For Honor. Ranked Siege has always been at least somewhat consistent for me. It'd be awesome if each team could have, single pick and bans, and I think it would get more people invested in the game. It may not be for everyone, but it'd be cool to see. So Thrash03 asks, do you still enjoy the game? How long do you see yourself consistently posting For Honor content? I heard this was the last year of new stuff. So I do still enjoy the game. I have been enjoying it a bit less than I did last season, and my play sessions are shorter than before, but I do still have fun with the game, and it's still my go-to game when I have nothing to do. I plan on covering the game in one way or another until the ride is over, honestly, as I like making videos on this game. I'm not opposed to posting other things, but the thing is, I want to post things that I like and want to talk about games that I enjoy playing. The problem is, there's not really any other game that I really like. Recent releases have caught my attention for a short while, but I grow bored of them after about a week and have no desire to return. But with For Honor, when I do get burnt out, I can just take a few days off from it and actually want to play it again after my break. And finally, the Griefing Assassin asks if I could say one flaw about each character and how I would fix it. I've made a video for each faction where I talked about one thing I'd change on each hero in For Honor, which of course is a bit outdated now, so if you would like me to make another one, just let me know down in the comments. I'd have to add Black Prior, Hitokiri, and the reworked heroes in this time, so I wouldn't really mind making it, or just updating the videos, or maybe just talking about the reworks and new heroes. Anyways, that's all I've got for this video. I guess you could say this is just part 1, as I'm making 2 of these videos since I didn't make one last month. And in the next one, I want to answer a few more questions that I didn't get around to in this video, but I just sort of wanted to wait until after Thursday to answer them, as I don't want to say something and then have it mean nothing because we have some new info. As usual though, I do want to hear from you guys, so talk to me down in the comments about anything I talked about in this video. And as always, if you liked the video, feel free to leave a like and sub if you're new, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.